Do you know what it means to be a motherless daughter? Did you know you can have mother loss without mother death? Mother loss comes in many forms, and we're here to shed some insight through Nurturing Words, a podcast from the Motherless Daughters Ministry. Spend some time with us as we share over 20 years worth of truth treasures, pearls of wisdom, and diamonds of hope.
Hi, I'm your host, Gladys Bell, and I'd like to welcome you to episode number 12. If you experienced mother loss during your 30s, I hope you choose to stay with us a few minutes. Our founder and executive director, Mary Ellen Collins, has talked with motherless daughters of every age. Today, she's focusing on the unique concerns of loss during the 30s. Let's join her now.
If you've experienced mother loss in your 30s, do you feel guilty, alone, regretful, and maybe a little scared? This age of loss brings with it the burdens of guilt and regret. Now it's time to explore if you lost your mother in your 30s, because the 30s is identified developmentally, as we were talking about. What are the developmental tasks? It's intimacy versus isolation. So we begin to share ourselves more intimately with others, and we explore relationships leading to long-term commitments with someone other than a family member. So successful completion of this stage can lead to really comfortable relationships with a commitment and safety and care relationship. But what also can happen if you get stuck at this stage is beginning to avoid people, fearing commitments. And that fear can lead to isolation, loneliness, and sometimes depression. So success in this stage will lead to love. But when a mother dies, when a woman is in her 30s, many women have shared they feel very guilty, alone, regretful, and they're scared. So you think about what life is like for a 30s woman. You've started out, or you're establishing your career. You are making your way in this world. Many times you've relocated away from where mother has resided. And that piece right there plays guilt, because you think to yourself, I should have been there. If I had been there, it would make a difference. You may be developing intimate relationships. You may be choosing life partners. You may be starting a family, or you may be raising children already. But your 30s is a time of new roles, new priorities, more time demands, more commitment on your career, your employer, your significant other, your family, and on and on and on. And the 30s woman is stretched so thin. She's exhausted. And the mother-daughter role changes in this 30s with this 30s woman. That her role with her mother has transitioned. No longer is mother the most important priority in her life. She's stretched so thin that she hardly has time for that mother-daughter relationship. This is where the guilt and the regret come in. Lots of what-ifs and second-guessing when a mother dies. The 30s daughter feels overwhelmed with guilt and regret that she didn't make time for mother.
We're going to take a 30-second break. When we come back, we'll continue our chat about motherless daughters.
Motherless Daughters Ministry has nearly 10,000 women from all over the globe who are ready to support you. Where can you find these women? On our Facebook page at Motherless Daughters Ministry. There you will find blog posts, videos, and nurturing conversations. Just type Motherless Daughters Ministry in the Facebook search bar. Be sure to follow us while you're there. We can't wait for you to visit.
I had one woman tell me, now she's a 36-year-old woman who is a home-based marketing consultant with 3 children under age 6. And she said, why didn't I spend more time with Mom? I really wanted to. I was so busy with things, and now she's gone. The things were just not as important. but I cannot spend time with her now. She's gone. Another woman, who was a 32-year-old single engineer, said, there was just not room in my life for a mother. I worked so hard, but I failed. And see, many women not only lose a mother, but the mother has played so many different roles with the 30s daughter. She may be a grandmother. She may be a babysitter. She may be a counselor. She's a listener. She's a coach, and on and on and on. So the loss of every one of these roles layers on additional grief and challenges. The daughter has to decide how she'll show her grief to her children. Many women don't want their children to see them cry. We must remember what lessons do we want our children to learn. We are role modeling to them how to react when we lose someone we love. If we choose not to let them see us cry, we may be sending them the message, you should not cry when you lose someone you love. Be careful. Be strong. In some ways, this 30s woman is much like the 20s woman. She still needs mom in her life, but her life is so demanding, she needs mom to coach her with all the how-tos in life. So it's different than the 20s. The 20s is really striking out on their own, and they need to have mom when they need to have mom, but only when they need to have mom. But the 30s daughter really needs mom in her life. In closing, one woman said, I need her. How will I know how to navigate the next steps without her? How do I grieve and be strong at the same time? Mom, what do I do? So my prayer for you as we end is for you to find peace, be centered, focus on knowing you're not alone. I pray for the peace of the Holy Spirit to surround you and bless you. If you've had mother loss in your 30s, do you relate to any of these examples? Share your stories. Reach out to those of us who walked in your shoes. How does this play out in your adult life?
As we wrap up, let's highlight some of the important takeaways from this episode. Oftentimes, life in the 30s is filled with hours of work, caring for home and family, community activities, and other miscellaneous demands on our time. In establishing an individual identity as an adult, the mother-daughter relationship matures, and her roles are sometimes increased and diversified. Her loss may trigger feelings of guilt or regret for not having much time to spend with her. It can also bring about a greater grief over the loss of the anticipated newly formed adult relationship. You never outgrow your desire for the nurturing of a mother, but now you are better equipped to monitor and modify your responses to need in any area. There are more than 10,000 women who understand your experience. The Motherless Daughters Ministry is here for you. You are not alone.
Thank you for joining us on today's podcast. If you are in need of more nurturing words and voices of experience, we encourage you to listen to our other episodes, hit subscribe, and come check out our Motherless Daughter resources on our website at motherlessdaughtersministry.com. You can also find us on our YouTube channel and in our Facebook community, Motherless Daughters Ministry, where you will find support from over 9,000 women. We hope you'll come visit us, and we look forward to you joining us again next time. Until then, stay well.